Hello everyone! Welcome back to A World of Honey, where I talk about pole dance, universal law, and vegan food. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of kind instructors. I know there's going to be pole dance instructors who watch this video and might have their guard up, but hear me out because I think this is an important topic. Once instructors are far along their journey, they may forget what it felt like to be new to pole. And when you're brand new to pole, I would argue that a kind instructor is more important than anything else. Now, this video idea came to me when I noticed my very first pole instructor teaching a beginner intermediate class, and I haven't seen her since I took intro classes. And honestly, I've just really missed her energy a lot. It was her class that taught me how important kind instructors are. Now, I would give this instructor a shout out, but she's not on social media, so I do want to respect her privacy. When I took my very first pole class, I will never forget all of the different emotions I felt. I was nervous, anxious, insecure, shy, excited, and so much more. And when a student is feeling all these different energies, it's really important for an instructor to be able to handle all of that. And that may sound like a lot of pressure, but really all it takes is just being kind. Now, if you've ever done pole, then you know that pole is more mental than anything. So having a nice and encouraging personality is truly enough to make that student feel calm and continue to give pole a try even when they can't get any moves right their first week or month. Now, because she was my very first pole instructor, I really didn't realize how lucky I was to have her. I just assumed this was what it was like and this is how everyone was gonna be. Her energy was so contagious and she really made everyone feel beautiful in their own skin. I mean, the room was filled with laughter and everyone was cheering each other on. It was kind of crazy actually. That was the first time I'd ever been in a room full of women and no one's feeling threatened. No, there's no competition. There's no, there's none of that petty stuff that women sometimes we face with each other. It's like, whoa, this is just a woman actually cheering each other on. What is this world I've just joined? I mean, it was honestly the most beautiful thing I've ever been a part of. So within my first few weeks, I took a handful of classes with her and I only tried out maybe a couple other instructors. That's when I realized not everyone has the same skill that my instructor had. For my second pole class, I ended up taking class with a different instructor and I had a completely opposite experience. Before I even get into the story, I do want to say I'm not bashing anyone. I have no ill intentions towards this instructor. I actually don't even remember her name because at this point it's been almost 2 years and it was I had one interaction with her and that was kind of it. But that's my point is I've had one interaction with her and it was enough of an impact on me as a new student, and I know there are other students out there who've had similar experiences. So this instructor maybe was just not in the best mood that day, which is understandable, we're all human, but it was a bit uncomfortable compared to the first experience I had. So my first one, she was really bubbly, nice, she talked to everybody. The second instructor walks in the room, doesn't introduce herself, just sits on the mat and gets ready for warm up. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. You don't have to say hi, I guess, but it was just a little weird, start to the room, and it's kind of how I could tell she wasn't in the best mood. It was a beginner level class, so a lot of people in there had only taken a handful of classes, but there was one student who was a regular. And just overall, she was just seemed annoyed throughout the class and would pretty much ignore everybody except the one girl who was a regular. I still vividly remember having trouble with one of the moves, and she walks over to me and just goes, "Good," and walks away, which is fine, but I clearly wasn't getting the move at all. It wasn't just oh, a variation. No, I literally didn't get the move at all, and she just lied to my face and moved on and just didn't even take the time to properly teach me the move, which was a bit weird because you are an instructor, this is your job, but okay, I guess. Now, it wasn't personal. She did this to everyone in the room, again, except for the regular. She was nice to her, but everyone else, she definitely just ignored us. Now, it was obvious that she just wasn't in the headspace to teach that day, but it was such an uncomfortable experience that I truly believe if that was my very first pole class, I wouldn't have continued doing it. And even though I have the emotional intelligence to understand it had nothing to do with me, I still decided to never sign up for that person's class again because I just wouldn't want to feel like that again. One class was plenty for me. When a new student is already feeling nervous and insecure, I think the worst thing an instructor can do to them is to either ignore them or just make them feel like a burden. Again, this isn't meant to bash instructors. I get that we all have bad days and can't always put on a good face. All I'm saying is be aware that there may be someone in your class who you'll negatively impact with your bad mood. What you decide to do with that information is yours. Before I close out this video, I do want to emphasize that kindness is really only necessary for beginner pole classes. But of course, it's a great trait to embody in any level of pole you teach. Because even if you know all the students in the room, there will still be like 1 or 2 people just popping in who've never seen you before, and this is their first impression of you. When beginner pole students are feeling emotions of insecurity or failure, it's important to have an instructor who can help bring out their confidence. If you're an instructor watching this, you might be thinking, oh, I shouldn't have to always put on this face. And sure, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but it's still your job to teach pole, and it would only be wise to be nice to them so that they actually come back, especially considering how expensive pole classes are. If you aren't capable of teaching your students with patience and kindness, then maybe teaching's not for you. It feels strange to be a part of a community that's always preaching kindness and acceptance, but there are so many people out there who have felt rejected or excluded when in an actual pole class. There are people who tried pole and had a bad first experience and never touched the chrome again. And that's really unfortunate. Pole dancing really does change lives and helps foster this beautiful birth inside of you. And in order for people to understand what's so special about pole, we have to actively be kind and uplifting to beginner pole students. That's it for today's video. Please let me know in the comments what you think. I am open to all feedback. If you're a beginner pole instructor, I hope this video was helpful for you in any way. If you're someone who's had a bad first pole experience, I really hope that you give pole a shot. There's definitely gonna be nice people out there. You're gonna find them. Pole is just too amazing, and you don't want one bad experience to stop you from finding something that really might change your life. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Before I end the video, I do want to do a little shameless plug. Check out this cute crop top, guys. I got my honey logo embroidered on these baby tees. I love wearing it when I'm training. It's so comfortable. If you're interested, link is in the description. Bye, guys.